Hey, what's up everybody? Ed the Pond Professor here. Today we have a unique situation. I'm stuck up here in Chicago and we need to get some work done down at Iguana Land down in Florida. So what we're going to do is we're going to rely on our CAC network, which is Certified Aquascape Contractors. This is a group of passionate individuals that have been trained by Aquascape and have worked with us for many, many years. So these are the people that I trust. The Pond Father, Bryce, and Glenn, and they're going to try to put in a couple small features for Ty Park that could more closely replicate a natural reptile system. They're going to use EPDM liner instead of concrete, so let's go check in on them and see where their progress is at.
Hey guys, what is going on? Obviously, I am not Greg Woodstock. My name is Bryce Parker. I'm from Central Florida and I'm with Living Water Aquascapes. Today we are at Iguana Land with the Pond Father and we're going to be putting in a couple aquascape ponds. As you guys saw earlier, Ty, Greg, and Greg's dad was in a FaceTime video and they were trying to change Ty's mind about the concrete ponds. We are out here today. We're going to put in a couple. We're going to do some compare and contrast between the two. All right, what's going on?
Hey, Pond Father here.
Hey.
Punta Gorda, Florida.
All right.
Unexpectedly, but delightfully, because it's a really, really neat place. Iguana Land, I'd never heard of it before, but Greg called me and said, Dad, you need to get down to Punta Gorda and build a turtle pond. So, can't wait. Let's get started.
All right. So as you can tell, we have a couple of enclosures that we're doing here. This is my boss, Mr. Glenn. He's over here starting on this first one. We're gonna be putting in natural stone. We got a whole truckload of this Tennessee fieldstone here. We're gonna be getting some Florida fieldstone and we should be good to go. I wanted to give you guys a better idea of why we do not like concrete ponds, why we do the EPDM rubber liner instead. It does not look natural at all. And it comes up to these nasty edges here. It's not natural and it's not what these turtles and aquatic life are gonna like. You can already tell we're having algae issues already. And this is a big problem with concrete ponds because of the lime that is in the concrete. This is ample nutrients for algae to grow on, and not only does it have algae problems, but it also cracks.
All right, so the guys down in Florida are doing a phenomenal job. What I want to do right now is I want to take a little bit of time to explain a little bit about the difference between concrete and EPDM. I'm back here in our construction office at Aqualand. We got these large slabs of stone. This is made of limestone. So limestone is a sedimentary rock. You're going to see it's going to come down in layers. You're going to find a lot of different striations in it. A lot of times you'll find little fossils and things like that inside of this. And that's because limestone is actually produced by a biomineralization process of coccolithophores, different plankton, different microorganisms that are living in the ocean. So these organisms are basically taking sunlight through the process of photosynthesis and they're absorbing carbon dioxide and they're mineralizing it to form shells, bone structures. On the coccolithophores, it's going to actually be kind of like a calcium carbonate kind of a shell structure that goes actually around the actual phytoplankton itself. But what happens is, over many, many years, these animals die, they get eaten, they sink to the bottom of the ocean, they become compressed, and over time, it actually goes through that sedimentation process, it becomes stone. Bottom line is, this is a calcium-rich compound. So what they do is they take this material, they heat it, they grind it up, they crush it, and they turn it into concrete. During the heating process, you're releasing a lot of that carbon dioxide back into the atmosphere. So the carbon footprint of cement and concrete production is actually very, very high. And that's because you're taking stored carbon that has been underground for thousands of years, bringing it up to the surface. As you crush it and you heat it, it releases the carbon dioxide back into the atmosphere. On top of that, you need to use fossil fuels to actually do that heating process. I want to find the right application for it. Concrete obviously is super, super important. I'm not saying get rid of concrete by any means. I'm saying save the concrete for stuff like this. For a backyard pond, for a small water feature, it's not really necessary, especially since we have other materials that'll actually do not only an equal job, but a better job. This is EPDM. The water features that we're doing at Iguana Land, they're going to need approximately 1,200 to 1,500 pounds of concrete. I actually have some bags of Quikrete, high strength material. So they need approximately 15 bags of that stuff to create just one of these little water features versus EPDM rubber. So this material right here weighs 1/3 of a pound. So it's a fraction of the weight. And when you're talking about effective utilization of materials, this is the material of choice. This is going to do a phenomenal job. It's not going to crack. It's not going to move. It's not going to shift. It's going to hold up and it's going to do the job that we want. We're going to cover it up with this geotextile, again, which is only ounces. So and again, the reason I'm talking about all this stuff is I want to use the right material for the job. Save the concrete for the stuff that we need it for. Use the right technology to hold water in place, which is EPDM rubber. It's used on landfills, it's used in hazardous waste situations, it's used on roof structures. So this is a material that is known for its water holding capabilities. It could stretch up to 300%. So it does the job not only well, it exceeds at it. So I hope you enjoyed this little bit of a lesson. Now let's go check back in with Bryce, the pond father, and Glenn to see how they're doing.
So what you can see behind me where Mr. Glenn's standing, what we have in there is called underlayment. It's just basically a precautionary measure that we take to ensure our liner isn't going to get sliced from anything in the ground, like a root or something that's a little bit sharper. What you can see here, this is actually a lot thicker than the underlayment that's in there right now. This is going to go on top of a rubber liner. This is to ensure that when they put an iguana or anything in here that has kind of a sharper nail, that it's not going to go through the liner. That extra little padding right there will help it to ensure that we don't have any leaks at all. We'll be putting the liner down, putting the extra layer of underlayment, and then we'll start rocking in. We are starting to rock in around the edge. Flagstone is not only going to help protect the liner, it also gives it that cool natural look on the bottom. Ty, whenever he gets to clean these things, he's going to be able to come through with just a big broom and just sweep this whole thing out. It's coming together pretty nice. Starting to use some of these Tennessee fieldstone boulders to set in around the edges. So can't wait to show you all the finished product. Just after lunch, and we have just put some of the final touches on this pond. Just to give you a quick comparison, that's concrete, and this is what we do here as aquascape contractors. Flagstone down in the middle, we got Tennessee fieldstone coming up around the edge. We put some river rock around the edges, and whenever this gets landscaped in, it's going to be really, really nice. We're gonna have plants all the way through here. Ty's out here checking it out. Ty, what you think?
What do you think? What do you think? I'm gonna bring my swimsuit. I'm not much of a swimmer, so this shallow one is perfect. You better go help your dad, come on!
Obviously he loves it. So we have one more pond to go. We just got a couple more rocks.
Okay, so here's the concrete cloth pond, and then over here is the to be swept clean later flagstone bottom pond. Ty is very happy.
All right, so it's killing me not to go back down to Punta Gorda. I'm gonna have to unfortunately send Greg down to my place. I know he's gonna do a great job, but I just wanna see what these guys created because I saw some of the pictures and everything's looking great. One of the things that I also want to kind of point out here, as part of the design process, especially in a unique project like this, we need a little bit of flexibility. And what I mean by that is we utilized a different compound with the turtle ponds. We have the EPDM rubber membrane down on the bottom. We have our fabric going over the top of it. This material is concrete cloth. This is a geotechnical material. So it has geotextile, it's got this woven fiber in it. It also has kind of a smooth PVC membrane on the other side of it. It is very messy, which is why I have this cardboard here. Once this is submerged in water, this will cure to concrete, but it's a fraction of the thickness. So normal concrete applications, you're using 4 to 6 inches or even more of concrete to hold the water in place. We're using the rubber membrane to hold the water in place, and then we're using this concrete cloth to create a rock hard smooth surface on top of the liner. This is also impervious to the claws, the scratching for different reptiles and things like that, so it's not going to cause any problems for us. So this is a good utilization of the material for our application.
Ty, how many iguanas do you have on this property?
Oh God, maybe a couple of thousand? Yeah, at least.
These are the aquatic pens, and you have how many of these? There's a lot.
There's 18 of them, they're 10 by 10. Well water will drip in here, and then overflow.
Iguana Land is going to have at the center of it, right in there, an aquascape water feature, huh?
Absolutely.
So right in here, guys, maybe 60 by 20, right in the middle of all of these displays, there's the entrance, is going to be a beautiful aquascape pond that people can come up to and interact with, right?
Yep. Koi, hopefully.
You want to have a decorative aquascape ecosystem water feature.
Right, we're gonna have gazebos around it and stuff like that.
Is that a
Indian
radiated star? Yeah. Let me see.
Indian star.
Yeah, look at that. Beautiful animals. How many of these guys do you got?
I got 3 here, and I have 5 Bermuda stars, which is very highly endangered. There's a radiated tortoise back here.
Boy, that's a big guy, huh?
Yeah, I got him at the little tiny baby. I won him at a auction, charity auction. It's about probably 10 years old.
Gorgeous animal.
Looking for a mate. I want to have about 350 different species, so I would say I'm going to probably build at least 300 cages.
What are you doing over there? Is that a Galapagos?
This is my Gabra.
Oh, man.
She's beautiful.
How old?
About 40. A female.
Beautiful animal. This is just paradise for a reptile lover, I can tell you that.
Well, let's say we charge $10 and give them like a tour of the breeding facility. 100% of that go to the conservation. So basically, every penny that we make in this area will go to conservation work.
Awesome. All right, so you got some rhino iguanas here?
Yeah. This is one of my pets.
So this is a breeding pair?
Yep, that's right. That one laid 29 eggs.
Wow, that is a
And this is-
big iguana.
Oh gosh, I think I had him for about 12 years.
Really? How long do they live? I wouldn't think they'd live much longer
60.
than 60 years.
Yeah.
When she lays 29 eggs, what do you do with them?
We incubate them in an incubation room. Less than 3 months, they hatch out.
And then you sell the offspring.
That's right. This is the iguana that started it all. I had him at the house as a pet, and it was literally a dog to me. The rock iguana wasn't very popular back then, right? So I decided, you know what? I love this. I want to share this experience with everyone. And I decided to buy everything that was advertised, this rhino iguana, for about 2 years. And I collected about 80 animals and started breeding them and selling them. And I also think they had a big part in making them very popular. But now, a lot of people enjoy this species actually as a pet. One of the goals for us is to take the profit and then we help them in the wild.
Yes.
So we do the conservation work.
I do know what we're doing.
I have no idea. You guys have been hiding this from me. I know.
Let's see what Pond Father Water Features and Living Water created. We're going to showcase this one.
Right.
This
Yeah,
is,
beautiful.
okay, so here you go, guys. This is what Glenn Farrell from Living Water and my Pond Father Water Features. And so what do you think? You guys vote. Ty's doing this. This is what we're recommending. How long did that take him to do?
They did 2 in probably about 6 hours.
So pretty efficient, huh?
Oh yeah, but how are you gonna clean that?
How are you going to clean this? The same exact way.
No, give me that.
That right there is a concrete cloth, so you can do the exact same thing you can do there.
No, you can't now.
Which one do you like better?
Well, aesthetically, this, of course.
For cleaning.
That's just a concrete cloth right here. And look at how much nicer this looks
Yeah,
than
it's
this.
beautiful compared to this.
So you're not going to let us do this. You're going to make those ugly concrete troughs just like all of the utilitarian places. You don't want Iguanaland to be beautiful,
No,
do you?
you guys gonna build 2 more over there, and you're gonna build some beautiful ponds over there.
Ah. I love my job, even with guys like this.
I love you guys too.
So I hope you enjoyed this vlog and you learned a little bit about finding the right material for the right application. There's going to be a lot of upcoming vlogs coming out on Iguanaland, so stay tuned as we go down and we figure out the design process, we lay out everything, we figure out the right materials for the new water features that we're going to be building, as well as the installation processes. We'll see you soon.